Yeah. Uh, Hi everyone. Once again, good morning. Okay. So, what are the concepts still pending is we need to complete always on availability group troubleshooting along with TDE column level encryption. Okay, encryption concept and the patching concept. Okay, with always on availability group because on top of the cluster we are going to build, right? So you will get to know patching, always on troubleshooting, latency along with the encryption, logins, jobs. Whole always on itself will take one more week, okay, to complete the content of always on availability group. And along with, we need to take 1 week for Azure SQL database, 1 week completely for migrations, okay, because we need to discuss on-prem to on-prem migration, in place upgrade, side-by-side upgrade. We need to upgrade again to the cloud. Again, we need to downgrade, edition upgrades, DB refresh. So that whole it will take 1 week for us. So 2 weeks, and 2 weeks we need to spend only for performance tuning. Okay, so it's difficult to complete by December 31st. With this content, okay, along with you may get additional stuff whatever we haven't discussed so far and all the previous batches. So 1 month, we wanted to spend almost, we are in sixth today. It's difficult to complete by December 31st. So what we are planning means from next week Monday onwards, we'll go for morning. You will also spend some time at evening. Evening I will take a normal concept like Azure SQL database. We'll cover in the evening, and some performance tuning related concepts like weight types, update statistics, all I will take at evening. Okay, evening for 2 weeks. So we'll spend some time at evening. We'll spend some time. Regularly, we are spending more time in the morning. Okay, I can do one thing. If I will calculate everything, okay, in case I thought that, okay, it's not completing by December 31st, I will postpone this PostgreSQL to one more week, okay, one more week so that I will get 2 weeks in the evening. I don't want to disturb evening for PostgreSQL. I will make one more week. After 1 week, I'll start the PostgreSQL. No problem for me because I need to complete all your batches by December 31st. So just spend more time with me for this uh, 20 days, okay? Take your time, spend some time with me for 20 days so that you can learn more on the performance tuning, migrations, always on patches, all the stuff, along with Azure SQL database. Is it fine, right, everyone? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so because at least next month you will start freshly with the Postgres. Next year we will start freshly with the PostgreSQL. The people who completed uh, uh, your SQL training. So you have 1 month of the time. Okay, February we'll go for race, right, to search for jobs, all that stuff. You will be good. So PostgreSQL is not that much tough. Tough. Okay, I will make so simplified. I will try to compare with the SQL Server, okay, so that you have more comfortable when you are practicing PostgreSQL. And I will make little comfortable in the Linux platform as well. And going forward, we'll also try to bring SQL on Linux. Okay. So anyhow, we are discussing PostgreSQL and upcoming classes also. I promise you, right? I will include you in the two batches. Okay. So we will do one more thing. So completely, I will go for PostgreSQL with Azure. Okay. So that you will feel little bit more comfortable installing the VMs in Azure and building the PostgreSQL. Now, Microsoft announced we can also create the free trial subscription with the debit cards. Okay, that is a one good point. Even once I back from vacations, I ping me the screenshot. So you can also create the free trial subscription with the debit cards, any debit cards. I think so. Okay, so whoever still now who haven't configured free trial subscription, go and create the free trial subscription with your free trial subscription. Again, make one or two people as a group. Okay, don't go and create a single person. Don't waste your free trial subscription, and do as much as you practice everything. Uh, Azure SQL database migrations. Majorly, you need to practice three, four things. One is clusters, always on. In case your laptop is not compatible, clusters, always on, Azure SQL database migrations. Okay. If you are practicing these four, almost you are super good with the cloud part. Okay, that is our plan. Okay, so just spend more time with me. Don't feel hectic. Okay, next week onwards. So I may also take Sunday. Uh, Definitely, I may also take Sunday if possible. Okay, because I need to complete as much as I don't want to skip anything and tell that okay, no, we won't teach this one. As much as we will discuss. And I told you, right, partitions, CDC, all that concept, I will take on January every weekends. Okay. Every weekends we'll spend 2 hours. Okay. We'll discuss, we'll take one concept in memory OLTP, column store index. Okay. Intelligent query processing. Uh, um, Partitions will take some, we'll spend more time with the partitions. CDC will spend, change tracking will spend, and rest of the concepts also we'll try to complete in the weekends. Okay, so major concepts will complete here, and rest of the futures and what we want, what concepts in our mind we'll try to complete by the maximum by January. Okay, now any questions? So everyone will be is that, uh, everyone is mute when how the sound is getting. Okay, yeah, now. So today we are till now we what we done so far. Okay, so far we configure okay a single subnet AG always on availability group, single subnet. We completed multi subnet always on availability group. We discussed about VNN listener. We discussed about DNN listener. We discussed about VNN cluster. So we discussed about DNN cluster. Okay, so we discuss much more. So when you go for on-prem, you won't see any one of the challenges. On-prem is healthy, but when you specially go for Azure, you may come across all the challenges. So what is the challenges? Why we need load balancer, LB, only in Azure. That is also we covered. Load balancer we covered. Okay, we discussed lot much about always on availability group configuration part, and one more, two more concepts are pending. One is DAG, DAG, distributed always on availability group, which is introduced from SQL Server 2016. SQL 2016, distributed always on availability group. And one more is, so how to build replication on top of always on availability group. Sai will take care about that part. So let's discuss distributed always on availability group today. Okay, so far we discuss all this concept. Now we are going to try one more concept called distributed always on availability group. Something very interesting concept, something we haven't discussed so far. We wanted to bring this concept as well. Okay, so that's the reason we are trying to cover this concept. Okay, so so everyone knows always on availability group is one of the game changer, which is introduced from SQL Server 2012 onwards, because we are having before SQL Server 2012 we are having lock shipping as a high availability, but it's not a best high availability technique, and DB mirroring, uh, replication, not all the technologies, only peer-to-peer will call it as a high availability when you go for replication, and clusters, okay, Windows Failure Cluster, WFC. So these are the four different techniques we are having, but each technique is having own advantages, own drawbacks, own advantages, own drawbacks. Lock shipping is there is a delay. Data transferring is a delay. Whatever you are seeing in the primary database, you can't see in the secondary database immediately. That is one of the major drawback. And one more drawback is you can't do the automatic failover. You can't do it's a manual failover, lock shipping. And when you go for mirroring, it's a database level redundancy. It is a high availability because whatever the change you are going to perform, it will go to the mirror database as quickly as possible. But it is a one-on-one, one mirror, one principal, one mirror. If both will goes down, entire your application will goes down. You can't maintain multiple replicas like lock shipping. Lock shipping will maintain multiple secondary databases, but mirroring won't maintain multiple secondary databases. And lock shipping can support read. You can read the secondary replica by keeping database into standby mode, but you can't read the data directly, but you can read indirectly. Okay, you can read indirectly. How means that is also we are going to cover in the January. So that is nothing but snapshots. Okay, I will take a separate session for snapshot by comparing mirroring, by comparing traditional. Snapshots are very important concept. I will take a separate session next month. Okay, no worries. So you can read the mirror database, not directly, indirectly you can read with the help of snapshots. You can take the snapshot of mirror database and you can try to perform the reads. So and if you go for clusters, clusters is good high availability, but only major drawback is it's an instance level redundancy. Cluster is nothing but instance level redundancy, where you are going to protect the services and you are also going to protect the resources, operating system resources like CPU, memory, disk, all the stuff. Not disk. Yeah. So, but the major problem with the cluster is shared disks. Because we could, when you compare with the traditional disk, shared disks are a little bit risky. So, because shared disks are nothing but network connectivity, right? A cluster is working with completely with the networks. So, mostly if something happened to the disk, entire your application will goes down. So, by considering all these advantages and disadvantages, Microsoft came up with one concept called AAG, Always on Availability Group. Okay, where he covered, like where he took some feature from lock shipping, mirroring, clustering. So he took, so what he took, so you can configure n number of secondary replicas. In SQL Server 2012, okay, you can configure total 5 replicas. One will be primary, four will be secondary. Okay. In 2014, you can configure total 9 replicas. One will be primary, eight will be secondary. So you can configure multiple secondary replicas when you compare with mirroring. Mirroring one-on-one, but always on. See, always on is nothing but mirroring only, but advanced level of mirroring. Okay, advanced level of mirroring. You can configure 8 secondary replicas, and you can read the secondary replica. You can take the backup of secondary replica. So and you can group the databases. You can failure all the databases together. It's not possible when you go for mirroring directly. You can't failure all the database at one shot. So these are the major advantage where Microsoft came up with. And when you go to the uh, uh, SQL Server on top of Azure, okay. So Microsoft also enhanced a lot the DNN concept, distributed network name, from Windows Server 2019. So we discussed a lot. So far we cover all the high availabilities along with their troubleshooting. Okay, lock shipping, mirroring, replication, clustering, except always on troubleshooting. So far we cover. Now Microsoft introduced one more feature called okay DAG, distributed always on availability group, which is introduced in SQL Server 2016. Why, sir? What is the main major purpose of DAG? See, for example, sorry, DAG, distributed always on availability group. So, for example, this is your primary replica, okay, and this is one data center. Okay, assume this is one data center, DAG. This is one data center where you are having one primary replica, one secondary replica. Okay, so and you want to maintain some more copies in different data center or within the same data center or different data center. For example, I don't want I just maintain 2 copies in the primary data center, but in the secondary I wanted to maintain little bit more. So for example, this is second data center. Okay, so I'm maintaining 3 copies here. Assume you are having this many copies. Now this is your primary. These are all acting as a secondaries. Okay. Now, whenever you make any changes like insert, update, delete, insert, update, these are the major changes we'll do it. So when you perform insert, update, delete any changes, it need to transfer to secondary. It need to transfer to this secondary, finally this secondary. All the secondaries it need to transfer and it need to wait, right? Correct? Yes or no? How you configure synchronous mode or asynchronous mode? So, okay, even in asynchronous mode also, your data need to send to secondary replicas. Without sending data, you can't truncate the logs in primary replica. So your primary replica need to wait for more time because it need to transfer to multiple secondary replicas. Okay, multiple secondary replicas and it need to waiting. Assume I configure in synchronous mode. I don't want configure in asynchronous mode. Assume you configure in synchronous mode. It need to send all the secondary replicas and it need to wait, correct? To get the acknowledgement from all the secondary replicas. Now here what is happening? Your log is growing like anything in the primary replica because I, I, I assume if any one of the secondary replica is having some issue, can you truncate the logs? No, until unless all the secondary replicas and the commit to the primary replica, you can't truncate the logs from primary replica. So this is the one of the major challenge we are facing in traditional always on availability group. Now Microsoft came up with one concept. Okay, if you want more secondary replicas, like you can configure almost 8 secondary replicas. If you are configuring more secondary replicas, for example, this is one more data center, okay, where you are having secondaries here also. Okay, total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, almost you configure, and here also you need to send. In case you configure this kind of complex configuration always on availability group and you are having n number of secondary replicas, each replica need to send the acknowledgement to the primary replica and need to wait for acknowledgement, right? So to avoid this one, Microsoft came up with the distributed always on availability group. Okay, now how it is working means, make this as a my primary. Okay, make this as my primary data center, primary uh, primary server. This is like a primary, okay, global replica. So assume this is primary global replica, and you are going to configure forwarder replica, forwarder replica, replica. Okay, this will act as a primary replica for these two secondaries. This will act as a primary replica for these two secondaries. Okay, now your primary replica will send only to the global forwarder replica. Global forwarder replica means is your primary replica will send data to this secondary replica. Your primary replica sends data to this secondary replica. This secondary replica. It is not sending 1, 2, 3, 4. See, 4 replicas. It is your global primary replica is not transferring to the 4 secondary replicas. It is transferring only to the respective secondary replica. Okay, and only it is transferring to the forwarder global forwarder replica. Now this is acting as a primary, and this will transfer the data to the secondary replicas. Now here you are reducing burden to the global primary replica. You are reducing burden to the global primary replica. So here the terminology is little bit different. Global primary replica, global forwarder replica. So global forwarder replica will act as a primary replica for other two replicas who will transfer the data, who is not taking care about your primary global primary replica is not taken care about to transfer the data to other replicas. So, but here one thing, sir, what you need to do, assume this is your configuration. You need to build different clusters. Okay, these two VMs should be part of one cluster. These three VMs should be part of one cluster. These three VMs should be part of one cluster. So in the background, you must and should build the clusters. means Windows failure cluster. You need to build the Windows failure cluster and all the replicas, whatever you wanted to group, whatever you are going to group, you need to group on top of separate clusters. Windows failure cluster means these three VMs should be part of one cluster. These three VMs should be part of one cluster. These two VMs should be part of one cluster. And it can be, okay, same domain, it can be cross domain. It can be same domain, it can be cross domain. So domains, Subbu, can I configure with two different domains? Okay, this is part of NA domain. This is part of SA domain. This is part of AP domain. Okay, can I configure? Yes, you can configure distributed always and availability group using cross domains. You can, all these servers are part of a single domain, AP domain. You can configure. That is what we are doing now. All the four VMs are part of same domain, AP domain. We are configuring distributed always and availability group. So all this, okay, if this is the setup, only one thing you need to make a note down. Okay, so where you are going to, what are the servers you are going to make as a forward global forwarder replicas? Okay, from there you wanted to replicate all that VM should be part of one separate cluster. Okay, these three VM should be part of separate cluster. These three VM should be part of separate cluster. These two VM should be part of separate cluster. Can I make all in single cluster? No, no, sir. Okay, so this is the one point you need to keep it in your mind. So, what is your primary, global primary replica, global forward replicas? So, make a separate Windows failure clusters if you wanted to configure distributed always and availability group. Is it clear? Is it understandable, everyone?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Subbu. Subbu, then if one is under NA domain and another is in SA domain and the third one is in AP domain, okay. So can we configure from different domain?
That's what I told you, right?
N-
Yes, you can
Yeah,
configure. Single
not
domain you can
DAG,
configure. Multiple domain also
traditional
you can
always on,
configure. Traditional
traditional
also, yes,
always.
right? Yeah, it traditional always on. Yeah, you can configure. Traditional is no issue, sir. You can configure, go and configure. Traditional, all the VMs will be part of same cluster only, right?
Okay,
Traditional, all the VMs will be part of same cluster, right? But here we are doing a sub different configuration. See,
okay.
if we go to the Microsoft block, let's delete. You need to go through all these documents or whatever I explained, okay? A traditional availability group having a resource configuration Windows failure cluster, or if a Linux, okay, pacemaker, a distributor always does not configure anything in the underlying Windows failure cluster. See, if you wanted to configure distributed always and availability group, you need to build this kind of setups. Or means, assume in my scenario, these are two different clusters. These are two different VMs which are being part of, okay, US, US, and these are the two different VMs which are part of UK. Now, what I am going to do, I am making this as my global primary replica. These two are I'm making as a global forward replica. The terminologies you need to remember: global primary replica, global forwarder replica. So these two I am making as a forwarders. These two I am making as a primary. Means these two I will build one cluster. These two I will build one cluster. But all are part of same domain only. Okay, we are little, means we haven't configured very hardly. So what we done, we already build the domain, right? You know how to build the domain, you know how to add the domains to the servers. Okay, don't tell no. Now these two VMs are being part of one cluster. See, I just build a cluster apart from nothing. Node 1, node 2 is part of one cluster. And if we go to the VM DAG1, DAG1, DAG2, I build one more cluster. Okay, with the two different names. See, I am having two clusters. One is batch 43 DAG, one is batch 43 clue. I just build two clusters apart from nothing else. I done. Okay. To just I build cluster. You know how to build the cluster, right? Don't tell no. I just build. So, but luckily all are in the same domain. So I told you, right? I promised I will show you different domains. Okay, going forward, I will build a different domain in on-prem. On-prem, I told you, right? I will show you from on-prem to cloud. Okay. Let's do because I'm not sure what are the complexity I will place. Let's do one practical, sir, myself, and I will come back. All the challenges I will explain. I will build availability group on-prem, and I will try to build in cloud. Here, cloud, I will make different domain. In on-prem, I will make different domain. Let's make a bridge between on-prem to cloud, and we'll try to configure availability group from on-prem to cloud. Is it make sense? You will everyone become strong, right? I will show you from scratch level.
Yes.
No need to worry. But let's try, sir. Let's see what challenges I will face. Okay. I tried in hypervisor. It's very easy, but VMware first time I'm doing. Let's see what are the challenges, what are the things I need to make a note down. I will make a note down all the stuff and I will share it. I will show you from scratch level. Okay, so that you will become strong in cross domains as well, and you will also become strong in how to make a bridge between cloud to on-prem. Okay, this is on-prem, right? On-prem to cloud. How will you make a bridge? So how we'll make the connectivity, how to transfer the data from on-prem to cloud, everything we'll see. As of now, what we are going to do, we are going to build a single domain. We are going to build single domain. Is it clear, everyone? No, yes. See?
Eh,
Yeah.
yeah, I just have some follow-up question. So, under which circumstance, this can be a solution? Because see, as of now, we have this HADR solution, and what I understand, it is on top of that. So it is something like, on region-wise, like, maybe the European region, maybe the Asian region, and they like if something goes down on that particular geography, the another data center will be available and services will be available for the business. Is it something that kind of solution?
Uh, Not exactly. Can I tell you in different way? So that see, for
Yeah, yeah,
example,
sure.
you are having your main primary business will be in US, for example. US, your main primary business. Either it can be reports, it can be your operations. You will live in the US. So recently you placed okay your application in the UK as well. Okay, now it's grown and you are getting more profit. Okay, and you wanted to replicate. So see the connectivity. The major problem will be connectivity. So always your customers will love the performance, right? Whenever they are pulling the data, whenever they are loading the data, they need to get as quickly as. Assume all your reports are doing from the UK, UK, and massive business is happening from US. Can you make two different things now? Massive business is happening on US where you are performing the business. Massive reports are pulling from UK. Now you have two different. See, if you don't have DR concept, then no need distributed always on availability groups. Sir, you can go for traditional only. Assume you are having a DR setup. That too DR you are using for reporting purpose, and you want to distribute the DR also in different replicas. Okay, you wanted to route the connections to. You are having you are having three replicas. You wanted to distribute some connection here. You wanted to distribute some connection here. You wanted to distribute. If you are having multiple replicas, multiple secondary replicas, complex multiple secondary replicas, why can't you go for DAG, sir, rather than going for traditional? Okay, that is a one case. As you told, that is also right. In case if disaster occurs at US level, no worries. I'm having one more copy in the. I'm having multiple copies in the another reason. I'm having one more multiple copies. That is the one reason. And also, if you want to migrate your database from on-prem to cloud with the minimal downtime, DAG is also help lot along with log shipping. Everyone knows log shipping. Everyone knows log shipping. So to reduce the downtime, which technique you will use when I wanted to migrate my database means log shipping. Everyone will tell log shipping. Along with log shipping, if I wanted to migrate either from on-prem to on-prem or on-prem to cloud with minimal downtime, is there any other technique, Subbu, means I can go for distributed always on availability group? Girish, you got the points?
Yes, yes, sir.
There are multiple again. See, but most of the people are not getting that much chance to work and explore with the DAZ. That's the problem. Okay, maybe we need to highlight to the customers, okay, based on their hard configuration. And if you're seeing, see, you are having three replicas, and there is no issue with the connectivity, there is no issue with the reports, there is no issue with the business, no problem. Okay, assume you are having four replicas. Always you are having complaint with the primary replica. The performance is impacting, performance is impacting, performance is impacting. Okay, why can't you make a proposal? Okay, being these are two different data centers, okay, two different data centers, and you are having three secondary replicas. Okay, your primary replica need to wait for acknowledgement from all the replicas. Okay, and your primary replica need to send data to the all the replicas. Definitely your performance will lag, right, in the primary replica. Why can't you take a proposal to the application team? Can I go for DAG, where my replica need to transfer to the only two replicas here? Rest of the replica will taken care by this replica, another replica. At least I am reducing some burden, sir. You are reducing some burden to the primary replica by configuring DAG. That is how we need to think. How your configuration is, what they are expecting. Based on that, take this also one proposal. Got it, everyone? No, yes.
Yes.
Only one is remaining. 18 people are sleeping. No, yes.
Got it.
So you, sir, your primary replica waiting for two. One is need to send. Second is need to get the acknowledgement. So please be aware. Your primary replica need to send data to the secondary replica. Without sending data to the secondary replica, you can't truncate the logs. Just keep it in that in your mind. One more is your primary replica need to wait for acknowledgement if you configure in synchronous mode. Okay, so these are the two different points you need to remember. Now let's go to the MSDN block. See, this is one Windows failure cluster where I build two replicas or three replicas. How many replicas you want, you can build. And this is one more. 1 second, sir. Okay. This is one more Windows failure cluster where I build two more replicas. This is acting as a primary. This will also acting as a primary, but you should not call it as a primary. This is forwarder, a global forwarder replica, global primary replica. You can simply name like easily for your recognition purpose. This technically you can call it as a global primary replica. This technically you will call it as a global forwarder replica. See, this primary replica, of course, it will send to this secondary replica. Okay, this primary replica will send data to the global forwarder replica. Now your global forwarder replica will taken care to send the data to the all secondary replicas, how many you configure in this Windows failure cluster in this availability group. Clear? Not clear?
Yeah, yes.
Yes? No?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so many, sir, whenever you are having some time, just spend some with this document. I will keep all the document in the video description. Okay, you no need to worry. See, so you can configure from here also. See, you can make little hard configuration. This is acting as a primary replica. This is acting as a forwarder replica. From again this forward replica, again you can configure one more forward replica. For this forward replica, this will act as a primary replica. This will act as a forward replica. See, this is one more distributed always on availability group you configure. For this, this is acting as a primary. For this is acting as a primary. And here you are reducing burden to your primary replica, because I don't want send data to all the secondary replicas. Only one forward replica I'm sending. From there, this forward replica is taking care responsibility to send the data. This hard configuration you can do it. Getting? Not getting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So whenever you get a chance to, in your environment, you got a project and you luckily you got a chance to work with the DAG setup, okay? Just before, whenever you are having free time, just check the configuration, sir. Okay? Don't do any experimental there. You can do all the experiment on your local laptop. Okay? What I can say means, do like this setup. Okay? Build 4 VMs. Okay? And make one on-prem. Okay? So now we can do this kind of setup, right? We can do this kind of setup, right? Yes or no? Build 4 VMs here and build. Of course, you can create 2 more VMs in separate resource group, separate region. Okay, and you can do all this kind of setup. First, don't think more, sir. Do first basic part, how DAGs are working. Later on, you can explore more on the DAG as well. Going forward in upcoming years, definitely DAG will make a game changer. Is it clear? Not clear. First, focus on the configuration part. Okay. Next session, okay, I will plan to take at evening. Next session, I will do failover, failbacks, how to add the database, how it is working, all the stuff, so that you will become strong on the distributed always on availability group. Failover, failback, how the reads are working. Okay. Not okay, everyone? So this is something new for us. Okay, something rare case will get a chance. Even a couple of servers only I got chance to work with the DAG. Mostly no. Till now, so far, no organization proposal. We took the proposal also. They're not going for this much hard configuration. Okay, so very rare case you will get a chance to work with the. Is it like cascading secondaries? Yes, 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 sir. Okay, so you need to follow certain steps to configure. It's very easy configuration. Don't feel that, oh my god, configuration is little hard, Subbu. No, it's very easy. So I will share all this document. Please keep it handy. Nothing great here you are doing, but many people will have first time who are configuring. They may get confused. So you need to follow all these steps. Okay. So configuring the distributed always on availability group. Okay, so you are having multiple steps where Microsoft is doing multiple steps. Okay, no need to worry. Let's go and do configuration. Let's see what challenges we'll face on live. Okay, so now let's explain what is my setup, sir. I'm having a single domain here. That is nothing but AP domain. If you open Active Directory, Active Directory, I'm having a single domain. Okay, that is nothing but AP domain, and all my VMs are part of the same domain. See, AP domain only, and all the 4 VMs are part of single domain. Okay, single domain. Now, what you need to do, I am making node 1, node 2 as global primary replica, and VM DAG1, DAG2, I'm making as a global forward replicas. Okay, so now what we done? So I build 2 clusters. Yesterday I told you how to build the clusters. Everyone knows. So I just build one cluster and I just included two node 1, node 2. You remember yesterday I added VM DAG1 also as part of this cluster, right? I just removed the node from this cluster. How to remove the node from the cluster means right click on the node. Okay, right click on the node, go to the more action, click on evict. Okay, you no need to do anything. Okay, just click on evict. The node will out from this cluster. Okay, now again I went to here and I uh, created the cluster. Apart from nothing else I done, sir, I just created a cluster between these two nodes. Okay, between these two nodes, and these two nodes are belong to one cluster. Okay, these two nodes are belong to one cluster. Node 1, node 2 belong to one cluster. VM DAG1 and VM DAG2 belong to two clusters. Now with this I am going to configure distributed always on availability group. Next maybe uh, next week I will cover. Okay, I will cover how to configure DAG between on-prem to cloud. Is it clear? That time you will get about networks.
Subbu,
That
can
time
you
you
show
will,
please the secondary cluster name?
yeah, batch 43 DAG. Here batch
Okay.
43 clue. Just I changed the
Okay.
cluster name. Apart from nothing else I done.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. You know how to create the
Total 5
clusters,
VM.
everyone.
Yeah. Total
Total
5
four,
VM.
no, four VMs, right? Forget about DC. I
One
don't want,
DC.
I don't want touch DC. I don't want touch DC, sir. Total four VMs, two VMs are going to part of one cluster, two VMs are going to part of one cluster. I am not touching DC server. That is not at all best practice. Don't touch DC. It is Active
Okay.
Directory
Now
domain
you
controller,
have
sir.
configured Windows failover cluster in node 1.
Wherever you can configure, you can go and configure, sir. Configuration is easy, right? If you have
Yeah.
a failure cluster manager is installed, you can go and configure cluster. What will happen? Nothing, right?
No. I just asked that earlier we are using DC machine. So now you use node
No,
1.
that's what I am telling, Bhushan. Wherever you can configure, configure. But what servers you are including is very important.
Okay.
Sir, you
Fine.
open failure cluster manager here. You open failure cluster manager in node 1. Open failure cluster manager in node 2. Open failure cluster manager in DAG1. Open failure cluster manager in DAG2. Wherever you open failure cluster manager, open. But what servers are going to part of cluster is very important. That's it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we build two different Windows failure clusters. Okay, and each Windows failure cluster is holding two VMs, Node 1, Node 2, and DAG1, DAG2. Now minimize this one. Up to this setup, everyone clear? No? Yes?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Not sure, sir, what challenges we will face. Let's go and see the challenges. Okay. Uh, Mostly when I search distributed always on availability group, Microsoft made the document for single subnet, okay, with load balancers, all the stuff. I don't want go for load balancer, all the stuff. It may overload your brain a lot. Let's go for multi-subnet because we are in multi-subnet always on availability group, correct? So we built two networks yesterday. I not change anything. We built two networks. Each networks I configured two subnets. Two subnets. Okay, one subnet is 10.0.0, one subnet is 10.0.1.0, and this is listening with the 192.168.1.0. This is listening 192.168.2.0. If you go to our VMs also, if you open our VMs DNS, okay, see, let's keep like this. See, each VM is having different subnet. So 192.168.2.0, 192.168.1.0, 192. Yeah, 10.10.5, 10.1.4. So each VM is listening with the different IP addresses. Means definitely this is a multi-subnet always on availability group. Okay. Now first let's go, sir. I am choosing Node 1 as my primary global replica. I am choosing Node 1 as my primary global replica. Let's configure first on primary everything you need to do on primary global replica, sir. Please keep it in mind. Either it can be traditional, it can be DAG, it can be traditional, it can be DAG. Everything you need to do from the primary replica only, correct? This is the point. Don't forget, don't get confused. DAG is something different. No, sir. Everything you need to do in the primary. Everything you need to do in the primary replica. Now, let's first go and configure the setup set. See, configuring distributed always on availability group. So Microsoft mention all the setup, okay? You need to create the endpoints, blah, 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 and you need to grant the permissions, blah, 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 blah. Okay, create the primary availability group on, so primary availability group and first cluster. Okay, so join the databases, blah, blah. So Microsoft is telling multiple, create the secondary availability group. So Microsoft is saying something, sir. If you are interested, you can follow the Microsoft blog or go for simply easiest technique. I need to create availability group first. So currently I don't have any databases. So I am going to create one database first. Okay, I'm going to create one database called DB DAG1. Okay, SA. As a traditionally, you need to take one full backup. Okay, you already know. Once you create any database, you need to take the full backup. Otherwise, you can't add this database to the availability group. Done. Make sure that your recovery model should be full recovery model. By default, it will be full recovery model. Make sure that you need to take the first backup once you create the database. That's it. Apart from nothing else I need to do. Now what I need to do, I need to create a availability group between these two, node 1, node 2. Node 1, node 2, because these two are in the primary, global primaries. So you know how to create. Okay, right click. Okay. Oh, sorry, I need to enable, sir. I need to enable, right? Sorry, I forgot to enable. Either you can follow command prompt or you can follow graphical user interface, so that is up to you. But couple of steps, definitely you need to go for command prompt. There is no other choice for you. Okay, you need to definitely go for command prompt only. Configuration manager. First, we need to enable always on availability group feature. This is the major part, right? We forget. So let's go here. Let's enable always on availability group. This is part of batch 43 clue cluster. Apply. Okay. Okay. Restart. Go to node 2. Okay. Enable all the replicas always on availability group feature and just restart the SQL. Restart. Let me ask a question. Is SQL Server agent is very important if you wanted to SQL Server agent need to be run if you wanted to configure always on availability group? I'm asking a question. If I want to configure always on availability group, is agent is mandatory to run services?
No,
Mm,
no,
No, I mean, I don't think so.
Okay. If I want to configure database mirroring, is agent services mandatory?
no.
Both no. Okay. Any other answers? Only two people. Come on, yeah. Chaitanya, Pradeep, Manju, Mohammed, Sujana. Many people. Vijay Shankar. Many people. Vinil. Come on, yeah. I'm asking a question. If I wanted to configure database mirroring, is agent services a mandatory to run? See, manage.
It's a mandatory queue of
I,
jobs we
Oh,
configure
yeah.
under mirroring.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so under mirroring it, because it needs to transfer the logs, right? So I think agent should be there.
Okay, for mirroring or for always on? Both.
For for mirroring,
For
And
mirroring,
this,
it's not required. It's not a problem. It will run.
okay, for AlwaysON we need.
And I believe for both of this setup we don't need. We will need only when we might have customized any of the job just to monitor and to take any action.
You remember, sir, everyone, I'm not sure how many people remember mirroring configuration. When you configure mirroring, there is one job will be created, right? To refresh the database mirroring monitor. Agree? Not agree?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Yes.
agent is mandatory if I wanted to configure database mirroring, right? But if I
Right.
wanted to, if I configuring database always on availability group, is there any job is creating? Nothing, right? See, if you are enabling always on availability group, is there anything is creating under agent? No, right? Nothing. Nothing, right? Hey,
Yeah,
sir, no,
there's
nothing.
some. Yeah.
Nothing. It won't create anything in anything at the agent, sir. If you expand here, okay. If you expand, see, if you expand agent, what happened? So nothing will be created under agent. So agent is not mandatory for always on availability group, but agent is little mandatory when you go for database mirroring, because when you enable database mirroring, one job will be created to refresh the database mirroring monitor. Is it clear? Not clear. If I wanted to test your technical stuff. Got it, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Now, okay, back to our sir. Okay, don't get confused. I just wanted to share this one. Okay, agent is not mandatory for always on availability group to configure, sir. And I think okay, so there is no dependence on agent to transfer the data. Okay, there is no dependence on the agent. Agent is not transferring your data. Okay, so just keep it in that also in your mind. Okay, yes. Now I enable always on availability group feature. Now I'm trying to configure. First, I am configuring traditional availability group only, sir. I am not configuring DAG. I am configuring traditional availability group. Right click here, click on new availability group wizard. Okay, and click on next. Okay, and provide uh, AAG DAG1. Okay, availability group distributed availability. Okay, ADAG availability DAG group. Okay, let's make any name, sir. Okay, just click on next, and I'm choosing the one database only. I'm having one database. I'm just clicking one, then click on next. Now tell me. Okay, this is my node one. Okay, now how many replicas I need to select here?
Only one.
Only one, right?
Only
In this
one.
cluster, how many replicas are? How many nodes are there, sir? Node 1, node 2. So I need to select only node 1, node 2. I need to select only node 1, node 2. Come on here. Oh, it got stuck. Okay, I need to select only node 1, node 2. Let's go and select. You should not select, okay, VM DAG1, VM DAG2 in this availability group. Please, sir. Okay, that is how not working. So this is your global primary, okay, replicas. So under this global primary replica, you are going to include node 1, node 2. Node 1 is acting as a secondary for this replica. For this replica, node 1 is acting as a secondary, and these two are belong to the same data center currently. Okay, and I want synchronous mode because I need to protect my data, right? Okay, I need to protect my data. I am configuring. And you know about the endpoints, as usually same, sir. Nothing great here. Okay, and endpoint name, service accounts, everything will be traditional only. Nothing great difference. Forget about backup preferences. Okay, very, 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 very important point is you need to create a listener when you are going to configure DAC, when you are doing the distributed always on availability group, make sure that you need to configure the listeners. Okay, make sure that you need to configure the listeners. This is one of the most important point, one of the most important point, you need to configure the listeners. Listeners, see, sir, even when you go for MSDN block also, so they are creating the endpoints. Okay, manually they are creating the endpoints. Okay, but make a note down, they are creating the listener. See, create a listener for the primary availability group. So if you are specially working with the DAGs, maintain the listeners. Listeners are so important. Otherwise, you will get lot of confusions. Okay, to avoid all that stuff, Microsoft what saying? Microsoft saying that you need to create the listeners. Listeners are little important when you specially working with the distributed always on availability group. So for this availability group, I am creating a listener. Okay, I am creating a listener. So I am mentioning
Subbu, can we
DAGLS.
configure later?
Yeah, you can configure later also. No issue.
Okay.
I will show you one later, one now. Okay,
Okay.
1433 as a port number, and this is my listener name. Okay, DAGLS1. Now click on add. Being it is a multi-subnet, I will have two IP addresses. I will having two IP addresses. So first let's go for this one and go for 10.0.0.15. Okay, and let's go and add one more IP address. That is nothing but 10.0.1.15. Okay, click on add. So two IP address I added. Then click on next. Okay. Wait, sir. What about? Okay, I'm just using auto seeding concept only. Okay, I'm not using. I'm not going for manual approach. It's very hectic taking the backups, copying, restoring, blah 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 blah. Nothing. I'm going for auto seeding. Then click on next. Okay. Then click on next. Okay. Then click on script as well. So whatever Microsoft is saying, so you will get entire whole script. Either you want to deploy via graphical user interface or you can deploy via script. See, he is going to create the endpoints or he is going to grant the permission to the endpoints and he is creating the event extended events and he is going to configure the always on availability group. See, whatever Microsoft mentioned, everything in the top, you are getting everything on fly. You are getting everything on fly, sir. You no need to specially do. Okay, Subbu, if I open here, I'm getting lot of confusion. Being I'm learning first time here. Okay, uh, if you are having experience, you can understand easily, sir. First time I'm seeing this all the stuff. Is it very helpful? Means go for graphical user interface. Everything select. Go for script. You will get whole script, sir. Okay, whole script. See what Microsoft is doing when you go for script. See, for example, I want to run this commands in the node 1. See, Microsoft is running this command in node 1. Here also running in node 1. Microsoft running same commands in node 2 also. If you go for, if you just go and click on, okay, finish, it will taken care everything. The connectivity, everything will taken care by graphical user interface and setup will done. But if you click on script, see, you are getting some warnings. If you parse it, you will get parse correct, but if you execute it, it will fail because everyone knows about SQL CMD, right? Everyone knows about SQL CMD. SQL
Yes.
CMD. Using SQL CMD, I can make the authentication to the SQL Server. This is the utility Microsoft provided inbuilt. Once you install SQL Server, you will get the SQL CMD. Using SQL CMD, I can connect to the to the -s node 1. Okay, -e. I can connect to the SQL Server and I can perform whatever operation I want. Server name. Okay, whatever I want, I can perform using SQL Server. Like same, if I wanted to get the same capabilities, SQL CMD capabilities from SSMS, is it possible, Subbu? Yes, sir, it is possible. Nothing. Okay, colon, connect, space, server name. Okay, instance name, your instance name, sir. Colon, connect, space, node, your instance name. But it is showing as a warning symbol, right, Subbu, here. Okay, what do you mean? Means by simply passing this, let me zoom it, sir, so that you can see. See, by simply passing this it won't enable SQL CMD mode from SSMS. What you need to do, go for query. Okay, place your cursor here. Place your cursor in the window. Go for query, and you need to click on SQL CMD mode. So once you click on SQL CMD mode, it will automatically convert it. See, now the warning symbol is disappeared. Everyone able to see? Are you able to see the warning symbol now?
It's
Means
disappeared.
this session has been converted into SQL CMD mode. Okay, whatever I am doing from command line SQL CMD, same thing can I do it SSMS as well, Subbu? Yes, you can do it. Nothing, sir. You need to pass colon, connect your instance name. I can run in the node 1, node 2. See, I am running in node 1, node 2. Whatever you are doing from node 1, node 2. Okay, same thing. You whatever you selected, that is what he is doing, sir. Apart from nothing else. Great thing Microsoft is doing, nothing. Okay. So, but if I want, if I click on script, what Microsoft is doing means, if I click on script, Microsoft is going for SQL CMD mode. Okay. SQL CMD mode. Backend, Microsoft using SQL CMD mode. How I can see, how I can confidently tell that if I'm deploying this one, whether which method Microsoft is using is SQL CMD only, right? So when I click on script, it is using SQL CMD. Correct? Yes or no? Yes? No? So that is what, sir. I can click on cancel. I don't want this one. Okay. I can do everything from the command line only. I'm not that much, for example, you are not that much strong in command line. So select everything. That is the beauty of SQL Server. Whatever maximum stuff, select everything in graphical user interface and just click on script. You will get the script. Okay. Now I can pass this one and I can, okay, see, connecting to node 1, disconnecting, connecting to node 1, disconnecting, connecting to node 2, disconnecting, node 1, connecting, disconnecting. See, now if I execute, so I am in node 1, sir. I am in node 1. Now execute. It will try to connect to node 1, node 2, node 1, node 2, node 1, node 2, and it will perform whatever action it want to. It will perform it, sir. If you go to the messages, forget. Oh, sorry. Come on, yeah. I forget service account. Service account. Oh my God. Come on. How come I missed? Okay, let's go and create the service account, sir. Sorry, I missed to add the service account. AP/access SQL node. For time permits, let's add sysadmin. Sorry, sir. Come on. Okay, no worries. We are learning access SQL node. Okay. Okay. Let's run once again, sir. Let's refresh. What happened? No worries. Okay. AAG is created. Your availability group is created. Okay. We don't want this one. Stuff it. Just close it. So availability group is created and your replicas are primary, secondary, and this is your database. Okay. And this is your listener. So let's open the show dashboard. I wanted to double check whether my AAG is healthy or not. Okay. Once I created service account, it will become healthy, sir. See, I configure always on availability group in global primary replica. Is it clear? It's a traditional only, right? Is there anything something we done? Is there anything something we done, sir? Yes, no. No, right?
No.
I configure always on availability group. We just configure always on availability group Okay, and we granted the required permission. I will show you what is that required permission. Subbu, you granted sysadmin permission. Okay, no need, sir. Okay, no need sysadmin permission. Next demo, I will show you what permissions we need. Now, next, what I need to do. Okay, done. Now my node one, node two being part of cluster, part of always on availability group, and only one database I configure. Everything is healthy. This is traditional. Everyone knows. Till so far we discussed n number of times this one. We know. Now I need to configure DAG, distributed always on availability group. Okay. Now next what I need to do. So you need to configure availability group in the global forwarder replica. Okay. Now this is something interesting, sir. If I right click here, okay. Actually, there will be one more wizard here. Okay. Unfortunately, I couldn't see this one. Okay, no problem. Now, sir, you should not create any database in global forwarder replicas. Please make a note down. This is now from this you need to follow the steps, sir, to avoid the conflicts. Okay. Whatever the instance you decide global forwarder replicas, okay, you should not create any databases. Now what I need to do next? Now I need to create a one more availability group. Open new query window. I am going for global forwarder replica, global primary forwarder replica. Sir, please make a note on this is acting as a primary, but this is acting as a forwarder. This is acting as a primary, but this is also acting as a forwarder. Please keep it in mind. This will primary for this replica. This is primary for this replica, correct? But this is a forwarder replica as well, correct? Yes or no? Let's go for the
Yes.
image, sir. I will show you again back. See, this is primary, okay, and these are all secondaries. But being you are configuring distributed always on availability group, this is a forwarder for this replica, but this is primary for this replica. Agree, not agree? If you understand this concept, you are super good, sir. Sir, this is a forwarder for this replica. This is a primary for this replica. Correct?
Yeah.
No? Yes? Come on, sir.
Yes,
If
sir.
everyone respond,
Yes.
okay? Otherwise, I can't understand you are getting or not. Simply, if you are saying you can't understand, sir. See, this replica is a forwarder for this primary. This replica is a primary for this replica. Okay? Not okay. Now what I need to do, I connected to the global primary forwarder replica. Global primary forwarder replica. Is it understandable terminology? No? Yes?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, for naming level, to understand, I'm telling these terminologies, but keep it in mind. This is a forwarder replica only. Okay, this is a forwarder replica, but it is also like a primary for this replica. Now I need to configure always on availability group. Now I need to configure always on availability group. So, sir, if I go for this wizard, what is the drawback with this wizard? If I go for this wizard, Subbu, why I want to go for command line? Can I go for graphical user interface? Sir, if I right click here, okay, if I right click here, okay, if I right click here, if I click on new availability group wizard, what is happening here? It will ask you definitely to select the database. Is there any database is there? Is there any database is there?
No, no.
No. Then how you can create, sir? Can I create database? No, 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 no. You should not create any database in the global forwarder replicas. Okay. You should not create any database in global forwarder replica. So this option is helpless for you. Subbu, then I need to go for only for command prompt. But I was little bit afraid to go for command prompt, Subbu. No problem, sir. I can go for any other alternative. Expand always on availability group, always on high availability. There is a availability group. Okay. Right click on availability group. You will get one more wizard called new availability group. Here also you are getting new availability group wizard. Okay, like same how you will get here. You are getting new availability group wizard. But what is the major thing? If you go for this one, you need to select the database. It's a mandatory. So I don't want select the database. Okay. I don't want select the database. Okay. Is there anything, Subbu? Yes, sir. Right click on availability group, then go for new availability group. Okay. Yeah. See, here it is not asking any database. Agree, not agree. Everyone. Yes, no.
Yeah.
Yes, Subbu.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
before I do this one, I missed one point. Can we complete that one? Then we'll go for here.
Yes, sure.
Sir, you remember I created listener. I created listener, right, for this availability group, and listener is containing two 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 IP addresses. What we need to do the step, you need to add this listener to the NIC card, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we missed that point. Let's do that point and back to our configuration. Yep. No. Yes. I told you, right? You need to make listener healthy. If you are working with the distributed always an availability group, make listener healthy, sir. Always listener is very important here. Listener is very important here. Okay. So 10.1.15, 10.1.5. Okay. Let's go to the portal. Back to the portal. Go to the node 1, minimize node 1, go to the network, go to the NIC card, open the NIC card. Okay, go to the IP, then I will add the IP address here. Come on. Okay, click on add. This is A G L S. Any names are no worries. Okay, static. What is the IP address range? 10.0.0. Okay, 10.0.15. Click on OK. Done. Just stop me. Stop me if you're not understanding. Okay. I'm telling very clear, step by step, easy configuration. I don't want to make so confused configuration. Okay. Everyone will feel that DAG is a little hectic. Okay. I will make little easier. I think this is the first time I'm teaching DAG. Okay. I and 10.0.1.15. No. Your name, right? AAGLS. Any name is fine. Static. Paste the IP address. Bridge is open. What happened? 10.0.1.15. Correct? Yeah. Then click on add. So once it is add, I will try to connect, sir, to test my listener is working or not. What is my listener? DAGLS1. So I am testing via command prompt. Okay. SQL CMD hyphen S A D. Oh, sorry. DAGLS1 hyphen E. Okay, I can connect, sir, because this is my primary replica, right? There is no issue with my primary replica. I can connect. Okay. Now, main problem is I need to connect from node 2. Okay, my intention is I need to connect from node 2. So let's click on SQL CMD hyphen S DAGLS1 hyphen E. SQL cmd-s DAG ls-e. Why? What was the issue? SQL cmd-s 10.1.15. Hey, no. Dot 10.0.1.15 space -e. No, it's not connecting. We added right only, right? 10.0.1.15. What is my IP addresses? Listener IP address. Property 10.0.1.15, 10.0.1.15. Okay. DAG ls1. Okay, I need to pass the DB name. What is the DB name? DB DAG1. Okay, DB DAG1. Yeah. So yeah, my listener is working, right? I am able to connect from secondary replica. I'm able to connect from, of course, primary replica. There is no issue. I'm able to connect from secondary replica as well, right? Clear? Not clear? Okay. So I make listener is healthy now. Okay. On global primary replicas, my listener is healthy, sir. Now let's go for distributed AlwaysON availability group. Now see, okay, I'm minimizing node 1, node 2 because I don't want node 1, node 2. I am going for VM DAG1, VM DAG2. So here where we are, so if you go for AlwaysON availability group wizard, you need to must and should select the databases. I don't want to select the database. Is it possible to create the availability group, Subbu? Yes, you can create. How you can create? Right click here, new availability group. Okay, then it won't ask any database. You can simply create the availability group, sir. Simply you can create the availability group. Okay, let's see what challenges you will face. Okay, click on here. What replica I need to add, sir? Here, what replica I need to add? VM DAG2. Okay, so here also see VM DAG2. VM DAG2, VM DAG2. Let's go for here, sir. Configuration in secondary. Where we are in secondary? Oh, this is our secondary. Okay, now I am going to create, sir. Please keep it in mind, sir. This is what Microsoft is saying. Okay, you need to create first availability group here. What Microsoft is saying here, you need to create a availability group. Here, you need to create a availability group. Here you already created availability group. Okay, you remember you already created availability group in the global primary replica. Now what we are going to do in the global forwarder replica, you are going to create one more availability group. You are going to create one more availability group. Is it clear or no? Is it clear or
Yes.
no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sir, here what I'm going to select, here I'm going to select ADAG2. Okay, you should not, can I give same name? Okay, so see here ADAG1 here you given. Can I give same name? No, sir, you need to give different name. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a different availability group in the global forwarder replica. Global forwarder replica I'm going to create. Now here you need to specify VM DAG1 and you need to specify the fully qualified domain name, VM DAG 1.ap.com. Apart from nothing, sir, same endpoint, same thing. Here also you are not changing any endpoint. Okay, almost the same thing. Nothing here. Grade you are doing. Here you need to select 2, and here you need to go for 2. Is it clear? No. Yes. Here you are creating one more availability group. Here you are creating one more availability group. One more availability group, but without database. See, there is no database concept here. Anywhere you are able to see the database? Anywhere you are able to see the database here?
No.
No.
Okay. You are
So,
creating, yes.
but I mean, failover mode, it should be in automatic, it should be in automatic, right? Why it is mandated, it should be in manual here.
Later on, we can change it, sir. Forget about, no worries. Okay.
Okay.
Why it will be automatic, sir? This is a global forwarder replica. Please, this is something different. Don't compare with the traditional always on availability group, sir. Okay. Don't compare with traditional. This setup we are doing for DAG. Keep that in a mind. We are doing for DAG. Okay. I will let you know, sir. Next session is failover, failback only. Don't get confused. Okay. Is it clear? I am creating one more availability group without database. You should not create any database, and make sure that auto seeding is also automatic, sir. Because background it is using auto seeding only. For DAZ also background it is using auto seeding. So make sure that your auto seeding should be automatic. Can I create this one? Whatever Microsoft is saying, I just copied. Create secondary availability group in the forwarder. I am creating this in the forwarder replica. Global primary forwarder replica. Yes? No? Are you there, online people?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Without a database. You should not create any database, sir. Please, mandatory. But before I create, can I go on? Okay, let's go and create, sir. Okay. You know what challenge you will face? You know what challenge you will face? Service account, right? Yes, no.
Oh, yes. I mean, here also we need to add.
Yeah, so there is no service account. Okay, there is no service account, sir. Here the challenge you will face is service account. What service account it is running? Mine is running with Access SQL DAG. Okay, so can I go on create the service account now, or let's create this one? Let's get what errors we will face. Okay. Okay, I am going to create executing this one. Okay, done. Nothing error. Oh my God, no errors. Oh, I created I created AAZC. Just refresh, sir. This is my global forwarder replica. Global primary forwarder replica. I created always on availability group. Now expand here. Expand. So you can see this acting as a primary. Okay. And you will see 2 replicas, but secondary is in the disconnected state. Okay, secondary is in the disconnected state. Okay, and no databases. Is there any concept called listener? No. But why my secondary is in disconnected? See, it is showing as a warning. Okay, expand the secondary. Now close it, sir. Nothing you need to do this one. So I created a new availability group in the global primary forwarder replica without any database. Okay, and I could see here there is no availability group. Till now it's not done because it's showing as a as as a as a as disconnected. Now what I need to do? Why? Can I go and read the error log? Let's see. Is there something where I can find? What is the command to read the error log?
XP underscore error log.
SP underscore read
Read error
error
log.
log. Okay, please, sir. Tell the proper, okay? That's what our experience, okay? Let's go for text format. Lease worker availability group, is there anything, the tempdb configuration, okay, blah, 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 something. SQL Server network interface successfully registered. Okay, the state of availability group, age has been changed, not available, resolving. Nothing, sir, not anything related to the errors. Let's go here. Let's find any information in the secondary replica. Let's go and read. Anything I can get it here? Nothing. So unfortunately, sometimes SQL Server it also won't throw us any error, sir. Okay, we need to be aware. Now you know that one concept. Okay, complete always on availability group is working with the endpoints. Correct? Agree, not agree? Your AG, your mirroring is working with the endpoints. Let's go and
Yes.
verify whether endpoints has been created or not. Endpoint is created. Is endpoint is created.
No.
No, without endpoint, how your AG will come into the healthy state, sir? First, in secondary also, let's refresh. In secondary also, there is no endpoint. Okay, you created availability group, but it haven't created the endpoint. So you need to first create the endpoint. Sorry, endpoint. See, there is no endpoint. See, you created availability group, but it haven't created the endpoint. There is a URL, but it haven't created. Now it is showing as a join, blah 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 something, listener, blah 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 something. Okay. Now, first thing what we need to do, you need to create the endpoint first. So here itself, Microsoft provided the endpoint script. Okay. Okay. So create the endpoint, state, stop, blah 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 something. Microsoft mentioned everything. So can I do something different? We already having endpoint in the global primary replica, right? We already having endpoint, right? Can I script out that endpoint? Of course, all are same only, right? All are same, right?
Yes.
So right click, script as, create. Can I script out? Okay. Now I wanted to execute this script in VM DAG1, VM DAG2, correct? Yes or no? Make sure that
Yeah.
listener IP is equal to all. Port number should be 5022. Sir, can I change port number? Yes, you can change it, but you need to change for all the availability groups, sir. Let's go for default 5022 only. Okay, now I need to execute this command in the VM DAG1, VM DAG2. Most of the people, what you will do, you will copy the script. You will open new query window here. You will open new query window here. You will execute it. But doing that one, what I'm going to do, I told you one technique, right? What technique, sir? Colon, connect, okay, VM DAG1, correct? Yes or no? Yes, no.
Yes. Yes.
SQL.
So can I copy? Can I paste it? And can I change to 2? Okay,
Yes.
can I go to the query? Can I open SQL CMD mode? I am in global primary replica and I'm executing the scripts in the global primary forwarder replicas, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Execute it, sir. That's it. Okay. So I created the endpoints. Okay, done. Endpoints got created. Close it. I don't want this one. Close it. I don't want error log. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any message in the error log. That's what. Everything you will get? No. Not a hot cake, sir. It's not a cool cake always. Sometimes it will be hot cake. You need to understand. Now let's go and verify, sir, endpoints has been created or not. So let's refresh this one as well. Okay, still mine is red only, but endpoints has been created. You can go and verify endpoint is created. Even here also endpoint is created now, but still my secondary is not connected. Still my secondary is not connected. Still it is showing as a disconnected only. Okay, now next what I need to do. So I need to grant the service account. Okay, now I am granting the service account permission. Now go to login, creating service account. What is the service account? Access SQL DAG. Now I will grant the required permission. I won't grant sysadmin, sir. Okay, most of the people will grant sysadmin. No need. Whatever required permission, grant the required permission only. Enter directory. Okay, AP/access SQL DAG. And go to securables, click on search, click on specific object, click on object type, click on endpoint, click on OK, click on browse, choose the endpoint name, click on OK and click on OK and click on connect permission. Click on OK. Now let's go and do the same thing in the secondary replica as well. Create a login. By default, you will get the connect to SQL permission. You no need to explicitly do that one. AP access SQL DAG. Check. Okay. If you do any mistake, you will stuck. Definitely, I'm saying. Okay. Please keep it in mind. Please understand the logic first before you move your mouse on your laptops. Okay. Simply don't blindly go and do the experimental. Okay. You may stuck. So I haven't done anything. I'm configuring in front of you only, sir. I don't know what errors we may face. Okay. That's what I wanted to show you. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Okay, let's go to the availability group. Availability group. This is my availability group, primary. Oh, still it is there. Okay, right click here. Click on join availability group. Now next step, what Microsoft is saying, see sir, after you executed on secondary, Microsoft is saying that join. Okay, join. So same thing I'm doing from graphical user interface, join the availability group. After you've done all this, you need to do, sir. Okay. Click on connect. Okay. Now, if you click OK, it will join, sir. But let's click on script. I am not trusting you, Subbu. Okay. So I just click on script. So Microsoft is also doing same thing, right? Yes or no? Agree, not agree? Microsoft is also doing. Microsoft is performing one more step, sir. Let's do that step as well for safer side. For safer side. Okay, what is my availability group name? Just you need to change the availability group name to ADAG2. Copy. Microsoft is also using SQL CMD. Go to the query, SQL CMD mode. Let's execute the query. Done. Perfect. So you no need sysadmin permission. Let's refresh the availability group. Now choose your primary and secondary replica. So here you are having primary and secondary replica. Okay, here you are having primary and secondary replica. Here also you are having primary and secondary replica. And here you are having different availability group. And here also you are having different availability groups. Is it clear? I not yet started configuring distributed always on availability group, sir. Till now I not started distributed always on availability group. I configured traditional only. Till now traditional. Sir, whatever so far I done here, Same thing you need to do in the on-prem also. Nothing difference. Nothing difference again. Is it clear? Is it clear? It's showing warning. No worries. In a while it will sync. It will come to healthy state. No worries. Okay. What warnings are it showing? In this availability, at least one second replica has to be synchronized. Why? Why it is not synchronized? Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Yeah, all right, perfect. Show dashboard. Come on. Need to be healthy, safe side. Why? Okay, let it be, no problem. Yeah, let it be. It may take some time. Let it be. Okay, now so far it's clear, everyone. So I created two always on availability groups, one in global primary replica, one global primary forwarder replica. But in global primary replica, there is a database. But in the global forwarder replica, currently there is nothing here. Up to this clear, sir, everyone? No? Yes.
Yes, sir, at least
Yes.
following with you.
Yeah, thank you. Sir, safe side, sir, I'm doing. So because uh, my global primary replica is listening with one IP address, my global forwarder replica is running with different IP address, correct? And, different service account, sorry, not IP, different. Now, for this availability group, I need to create the listener, right? Yes, no. Yes, sir, I need to create the listener. Let's go and create a listener. Here also, I'm creating a listener. In the global primary forwarder replica, I am creating a listener. I already created one listener in the global primary replica. I already created a listener. Okay, here I am creating one more listener. Okay, ADAG. I don't want confuse, sir. DAGLS2 I'm making. For simple understanding, here also I'm going for 1433 port number. Let's go for static. Click on add. So here also I'm having two subnets, so I need to go for two subnets, two IP addresses, 192.168.1.15 I'm going for, or I can go for 10. Let's go for 10, sir. Okay, click on add. So 192.168.2.10. Okay, yeah, fine. So let's create a listener. So why? Let's wait, sir. Need to be sync actually. Let's create a listener, and meanwhile I can do one more thing, sir. Go to VM DAG1. I need to add the listener IP address to the NIC card, right? Being it is a multi-subnet always on availability group, so I'm adding this one. DAGLS. Okay, go for static 192.168.1.10. Click on add. Okay, done, sir. Next, go to VM2 and go to NIC card, IP, add. So DAGLS static 192.168.2.10. Click on OK. Let's go here. Let's go open SSMS. SSMS. Let's go here. Let's open SSMS. Okay, let's connect the replicas. Okay, let's connect the listener. So listener is done. Okay, I need to just test the connectivity. Why? Why it is not healthy? For new query window, exe sp underscore read error log. What it is showing? Text format. What it is showing? The connection between AG. Nothing it is displaying. Change VM1. Execute the state of list. One second, sir. My cluster is healthy, right? Yeah, it's healthy only. Why? Refresh. Refresh. Strange thing. Very strange. Oh, I granted to service account. Sorry, shit. Okay, let it be, sir. Okay, chalo. We'll wait some more time. Let's say it will become healthy or not. Okay. Now, so I created two availability groups. One is the global primary replica. I created one availability group and I added database. And I created one more availability group in global forwarder replica. Okay. Now, whenever you see that, okay, Subbu, here also it is showing as a primary replica, secondary replica. Here also it is showing as a primary replica, secondary replica. How I can distinguish between this is my global primary replica, this is global forwarder replica. You will get one doubt, sir. Sir, till now I haven't configured any. So I haven't configured any distributed always on availability group. I just done the pre-configuration. Now next steps are very important. So when you go to the Microsoft block, okay, so far we done so far up to this. So we created secondary availability group, we granted the permission, we create the listener, everything so far, everything is good, sir. Everything is good. Now let's start the important. Create the distributed always on availability group on the first cluster. Nothing but this is your global primary replica. On the global primary replica, you need to create this script. This. Okay. This is very, very important. Copy this script. Okay. Go to the global primary replica. This is my global primary replica. Paste this one. Now here only one thing is adding, sir. That is nothing but with the distributed. See, with the distributed. Here it is adding with the distributed. Apart from nothing else different, sir. But before I do this one, because we are using two different service accounts. Okay, you remember these two instances are listening with one service account. These two instances are listening with one service account, sir. On safe side, what we are going to do? Let's go and create the service account, sir. Okay, global forwarder replica service account. I am granting permission in the global primary replica. Okay, AP access SQL DAG. This is my service account. Okay, check. Okay, fine. And I'm getting sysadmin permission for time being. Okay, and go to the node 2. Today it will be primary. Tomorrow it will become primary, right? So for that reason, I am also granting permission in the node 2 as well. What? Global forwarder replica service account, and I am granting the sysadmin permission in the. Hey, what happened? Why copy paste is not working? Access SQL DAG. Okay, done. Refresh, minimize, refresh, minimize. Now go to global forwarder replica. I need to grant primary replica service accounts. Okay, here. Oh. I'm not sure. Let's access SQL node. So I haven't tested, sir. Let's see. We are doing on fly only. Let's see what challenges we may face. But I think we won't face any challenges. We are in the right approach only. Only why the networks are not in sync. Still worrying. AP access SQL node.
Yeah,
Sorry?
so sir, this is the service account for the global primary.
Primary, yes. Why sir? What
Okay,
sir we
so
are granting?
why sir? Okay, yeah,
Why
got
sir?
it.
Safety purpose, sir. Because safety is very important. First time we are doing configuration, all this stuff, right? For safety purpose, we are granting sysadmin permissions. Okay. Now we are super good. Now Okay. Now, sir, this is very important. You should be in the global primary replica, and you are going to create you are going to create one more availability group. You are creating one more availability group here. Okay, one more availability group, and I am specifying that availability group as distributed AG, and with I am adding one parameter called with distributed. Now here I am specifying the what is my availability group name, sir?
ADAG1.
DAG1. What is here availability group, sir? I created 2. Correct? Yes or no? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is my listener name? DAGLS1. Very, very important, sir. Please be aware. Okay. DAG1 dot ap dot com. Okay. So this is no DAGLS1. Sorry, LS. Okay, LS. See, I am going to create a new availability group on the global primary replica with the name called distributed AG. You can give whatever name you want. You can give it, sir. Okay, -1. Let's make something different. Okay, this is very important with the distributed, sir. You can't configure distributed always on availability group using graphical user interface. Mandatory, you need to go for command line only. You must and should go for command line. So, and you need to make sure that you need to add with the distributed. Okay, availability group name on. This is my availability group name. This is my listener fully qualified domain name. This is my availability group name. And what is my listener name here? DAGLS2. Okay, very, very important, sir. DAGLS2 dot ap. Okay, .com 5022. Is it understandable? This is the step you need to do only on the global primary replica. And see, your distributed always on availability group is working in the asynchronous mode. And failure mode is also manual. Okay, auto seeding is enabled. Turn it on. Auto seeding is automatic. Auto seeding is automatic. Is it clear? No. Yes. Sir, forget about failover, failback, all the stuff. Next session I will talk on that stuff. Okay. Focus. Now I am conferring. Now I am conferring distributed always on availability group. Okay. Not okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you need to click on the global primary replica. That is nothing but node 1. Parse it. Okay. Pray the God. Okay. Execute it. Done. Okay. Done. Now refresh. Just disconnect node 2, sir. I don't want node 2. Okay. Disconnect here also. Let's focus only these 2. Okay. Refresh. This is global primary replica. This is global forwarder replica. Let's focus only these 2 as of now. Now refresh. Okay. Refresh. Now here you will see one more availability group. That is nothing but in the bracket it is showing as a distributed. Are you able to see, everyone? Yes or
Yeah.
no? Now when you expand this one, here you will see what is your global forwarder replica. Okay, and it is showing as a disconnected. This is the problem. No, sir. Wrongly we created. Shit. Here we need to mention the server names. Oh my god. Correct, right? Sorry. Right? Server names? No. Availability group only, right? Manual seeding, auto seeding. Okay. Um, Yeah, hey, come on, yeah. I'm just getting confused. No. Sorry, I don't want to confuse you, sir. Sorry. Wait. There is one more thing. Okay. So once you create, okay, this one, once you create, I'm so sorry. Once you create this one, there is one thing still, one more step. Scroll down. Okay. This is the step is very important, sir. This you need to run it on the global forwarder replica. This you need to run in the global forwarder replica. See, join the distributed availability group on the secondary cluster. Nothing but global forwarder replica. So now you can go to the global forwarder replica, paste it. Sir, same script. See, both are same. Don't get confused. Both are same. So both are same. I can copy everything, sir. See, I can copy this. Okay. I can paste here. Only the difference you will see is, okay, so what is the name I provided? -1, right? Provide the name -1. Only the difference you will see is, here you will see alter, here you will see create, here you will see with distributed. So both commands are same. Both commands are same. Only two changes. One is create with distributed. You need to replace alter join. Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? So both commands are same. One command you need to run on the global primary replica with create with distributed. Same thing you can paste there. Okay, in the forward replica, you need to add alter, you need to add join. Apart from nothing to be changed. Yes? No? Clear? Not clear?
Yeah. So can we just try to refresh on the forward replica? Are we seeing anything
Nothing you will
change?
see. Nothing you will see.
Okay.
Nothing you will see, because I need to perform this one. See, it's not still.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to trigger this one. So, okay, nothing you will see. See, nothing.
Okay.
Still nothing.
Yeah.
So, once you done this one, copy exactly, paste it, replace, create with alter, with the distributed with the join. Nothing to change. These are the two commands you need to remember. Okay, you need to do it from the manually. Okay, execute it. This should be run on the global forwarder replica. Execute it. Done. Now refresh. Now refresh. Okay, I just refreshed both replicas. Let's see what challenge are. Not sure. Okay, we'll pray the God. We done perfectly only, but let's see. Okay, so let's expand distributed. Okay, healthy? Healthy.
Yes.
Now here you will see which was your primary, which was your secondary. Now let's expand always on availability group. Okay, here also you will see what is your primary, what is your secondary. What is your primary, what is your secondary, and here you will see the databases. Ready? Not ready? Yes? No? Sir, database I copied, no, right? Automatically, it is global forwarder replica, right? It's a global forwarder replica. I created any database on global forwarder replica? No, right?
No. Yeah.
No, it's automatically, because, sir, auto seeding very important. Hey, please keep it in mind. Distributed always on availability group is also working with auto seeding only. Make sure that you need to make it as a automatic. Don't go for manual. Don't go for manual. Don't go for manual. Please keep it in mind. Okay, go for automatic only. Now we are super good, sir. We are super good. Let's go and show the dashboard. Healthy? No, please. No, please. Come on, yes. Yeah, healthy. My availability group is healthy. Okay, this is multi-subnet always on availability group. Sorry. multi-subnet distributed always-on availability group. Clear? Not clear? Only one thing, sir. What you done so far on-prem is also same. In Azure, what you are doing additionally, you are copying the listener IP address and you are going for the NIC card. You are adding this one, correct? Yes or no? Yes, no. That is the additional you are doing. Apart from nothing, sir. Whatever you done so far, same thing applicable for on-prem. Nothing difference. You need to remember these two. So what I wanted to convey is you need to create two availability groups. One is the global primary replica one availability group with the database. Without database, global forwarder replica. Then you need to, on the global forward replica, you need to create the endpoints and you need to grant the permission to the respective permission to the service account. Later on, okay, you need to create the distributed always on availability group and alter the distributed always on availability group. Everything will be taken care. Make sure that you need to go for auto seeding. Make sure that you need to go for auto seeding. Subbu sir, if I forget to go for auto seeding, no worries, sir. Okay, no worries. Once you've done also, you can change it to manual to automatic. Okay, manual to automatic. It's easy, not that much strong. Okay, you can here there is a concept called seeding. Okay, you can change it to auto manual to automatic later on also. Subbu sir, I forget. I went for manual. Now my database are not reflecting. Okay, what I can do means change it to automatic, sir. Wait for a while. Your database will be reflected. But before, make sure that you go for auto seeding. No, yes, good, super good. Okay. Sir, don't think fail over, fail back, all this stuff. Okay, now just concentrate on the configuration only. Happy, not happy? Easily. I thought I explained step by step only. Okay. Any confusion? One point, sir. If no confusion, everyone, sir, response. Uh, no, yes, at least.
Yes, sir. Yes.
At least I will get some thought that I explained easily, where you understand the distributed always on availability group. Sir, one point, sir, I wanted to highlight you. If you configure single subnet always on availability group, okay, if you configure single subnet always on availability group, what is the challenge you will face in cloud? You need to go for load balancer, right? Yes or no? Yes, no.
Yes, yeah. We need to-
If you configure single subnet always on availability group, you need to go for load balancer, right? Agree, not agree? Sir,
Yes.
one thing is very important. When you specially configure single subnet always on availability group, okay, uh, um, load balancer, Azure SQL VMs for AAG. Let's search for always on availability group load balancer. One point, sir, I wanted to add. Please make a note down. Please make a note down. Whatever you done is super good. Nothing. There is no difference in single subnet. There is no difference in multi subnet. There is no difference in on-prem. The configuration is a configuration, sir. Nothing. Everything is a identical only. The only one point you need to remember when you configure single subnet, when you are going for load balancer. Okay, when you are going for load balancer. So Control F 5022. Okay, see, sir. See, remember, sir. This is very important point. If you configure single subnet always on availability group, if you configure single subnet always on availability group, listeners are playing a vital role here for distributed always on availability group. So you will create a load balancer. You will create a load balancer. For that load balancer, you know that you need to create the front end rule. You need to create the back end pool. You need to create the rule. Under that rule, okay, you need to create one more rule for 5022 port number. This is very important point. If you're configuring always on availability group with single subnet and you want to configure distributed always on availability group, what you need to do, sir? Basically, you will create one rule. You already know how to create the rules we explained, right? Basically, we'll create one rule. Along with that rule, along with that rule, you need to create one more rule. You need to create one more rule. So let's go for it, sir. Load balancer. Everyone is like watching what is that? Christopher Nolan movies. Okay, we can't understand what is that movie. Everyone watched Inception. How many people? First time you understand the story. How many people, sir? Come on here, I'm asking question. AGL front end IP standard internal. Okay, front end IP address. Go for front end IP address. So give the random name AAG FP front end IP address. Go for subnet dynamic. I'm not creating, but I wanted to show you backend pool. Add the servers. Add the servers. For example, add the servers. Okay. Click on save. Name. Click on save. Next rule. Yeah, here, sir. By default, you will go to the rule. Whatever Microsoft told you, right? Load balancer. Okay, you will create your own rule. What Microsoft is saying that what the rule you need to create, you will create a rule. See, you will create a five double eight or five double nine, and you will make the timeout. Everything you will do it here. Along with this rule, okay. Choose the front end IP pages, choose the backend pool, choose the port number 1433, 1433. Okay, you will create the health prob. Health prob port number is 58888. I'm not sure how many people done the practice. Okay, then click on OK. So you created a rule, right? Along with this rule, okay, along with this rule, create one more rule, sir. Okay, that is nothing but okay. Whatever name you can keep it. Nothing to change. Okay. Now here you need to pass 5022 port number. Okay, this is the one additional step. What Microsoft is saying, this is the one additional step you need to do whenever you are working with single subnet load balancer, and that too it is a distributed always on availability group. Is it understandable? Yes, no? The people who listening first time, no worries, sir. Next batch I will cover, like Girish, Raj. No worries, okay, I will cover in the next batch. The people who know about load balancer, we already discussed much more, right? You need to do only this step additional. Is it clear? Otherwise, it won't be show in the healthy state. Otherwise, it won't show in a healthy state. Is it clear? Is it clear? When you configure single subnet always on availability group, you need to create one more rule called 5022. That's it. Apart from nothing else you need to do. Okay, not okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it, sir. That's it. Microsoft itself is saying that you need to create a separate rule for your load balancer. But mostly avoid single subnet always on availability group. Unnecessarily, we need to go for many more things, sir. Always will try to prefer multi-subnet. Nothing to do. Nothing to do, sir. Okay, yeah, that's it. I hope you understood how to configure distributed always on availability group. Next session, we'll talk on little bit more on the distributed always on availability group, sir. Any questions? Over to you. Yeah. No questions. Thank you. See you at evening, sir. If possible, I will take evening. No, 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 sir. Yeah, Raj, you want to ask? Vaibhav?
Yeah, so Subbu, you are saying that you should put the database in a seeding mode, but in case the database size is so big, then
Yes, seeding mode, sir. I told you, right? Auto seeding is the best.
but
Even it's a terabytes also.
but it will take the time to that one in that
Yeah,
case.
definitely. Then we see better. Mostly we'll go for auto seeding only. You don't want auto seeding, then we'll go for manual. Next demo I will show you manual. Sir, now I shown you auto seeding. Next demo I will show you manual. I hope you are getting my point.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not done. Okay. Distributed always and availability group is not done. Okay. Still we have one more session. Very interesting session. Okay. Very interesting session. You will learn lot of stuff. Yes. Yes, Girish. Yeah, of course. Always welcome. Okay. I can share my experience when I create and in my application. Sure. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Let's stop the VMs. See you maximum tomorrow, sir. I won't take session evening, but in case if I'm having some feasible time, I will try to take it, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Stop.